So just real quickly here, I wanted to show you around my MAME racing machine. So I got this pole position cockpit system from an auction recently. It had a non-working board in it. So what I did was I took that board out, sold it on eBay, refitted the cabinet with a flat monitor, PC inside running MAME, and GameX front end. And right now I've got pole position 2 up on the screen. Thought I'd run a race, let you see how it works, and then talk about it, go through the navigation, and then at the very end I'll show you inside the cabinet. So the first thing you'll see is that I have the coin slots lit. The board is not in there. The regular power supply that originally came in this game is not being used. So what I have is two 12-volt LEDs that are just running to a power brick or wall wart, and they're going into the same power strip that everything else is tied into. So the way it's set up right now, when you're in a game, you have an external button to give a coin and a button that I put in to select. Now pole position doesn't use select, you just put the coin and it starts the game. So you'll see that, but when we play other games, you'll see the use of the select. The way I have this wired in though is that there's a PC, like I said, and then there's a USB to joystick interface, and then that ties to, as buttons, the coin button, the start button, an escape that's inside of the door, the shifter, and the brake and the gas pedal. Another thing, just before I start this game, to talk about the shifter. If you want the shifter to work properly, you have to go in and edit the MAME config file for each game that you set up and turn toggle on. That way the shifter works in toggle mode instead of trying to just shift the gear every time it engages, in which would be in high, which is what actually hits the micro switch. Otherwise, you're going to go down and shift, down and shift, down and shift. You don't want to do that. So just toggle equals no in the config file. There's a lot of videos on how to do that. So we'll start this game. So this is, we got pole position 2, hit our coin, and just so you know, I've got the volume on this turned down kind of low so I can race at night and I don't wake anybody up. Pole position 2, so we'll get our test screen and hit the gas pedal to start. I'm not necessarily real good at this, but so we got 5th place, so we qualified to race, which I'm just going to let it time out. I'm not going to play the rest of the race. You get the idea. So the way I have this set up now, I just launched pole position 2 from an icon on the desktop, because normally I keep this game going. But I'll escape out with the keyboard, which is up on top, and then I'll show you how to launch GameX. So here we are at the desktop. Like I said, I have a keyboard on top, and then I keep a mouse in here. And I can navigate and start GameX. So we're going to launch GameX. So now that we're in here, we can navigate with the wheel. Go to favorites, the select button, go through. We've got some games in here. You can pick a game. Let's do Super Hang On. And this is a motorcycle game, but I still like it. So we'll select, play the game. Coin. Select through, pick our stage, pick our music, again gas brake, and then the high gear. I never played this game much in the arcade, but I played it a lot on Sega Genesis. I used to be able to run all the way through the hardest level on Sega Genesis. It's been a while since I played this, really years. I don't know if I'll qualify for any extra time. Oh, we got extended play. We're in turbo. Oh, and there we go. So we probably won't qualify for any extended time this time, but no, we ran out of time. But you get the general idea. And I mentioned there's a button on the inside. So these cabinets came with a coin bypass inside the coin door so that an operator could coin it up. So what I did was I wired that as the escape key. That way, if I load a game and I lock the door, say I've got people over, my son's in here playing, they or he can only play the game that I've put on there. I have to open the door and escape out to change the game. But you hit that escape key, it's going to take you back to this menu, out again, and then from there you can choose another game. So let's say we'll go into pole position 1, for instance, because we were playing pole position 2 earlier. I can launch pole position 1, and it's going to come up, and we can race if we want to. I'll probably end the video racing in pole position 1. So that's really all I wanted to show you. If you have any kind of questions, let me know. Leave comments. I'm pretty familiar with MAME setups. I've got several different setups, one for racer, one for an upright. I've got a virtual pinball setup. I'll probably do a video on that. The GameX front end I've done a lot with. I'm running Pinball X on my virtual pinball machine, plus any other kind of game or pinball related questions I might be able to field. So like and subscribe, and I'll leave you with probably a not so good performance on original pole position. Yeah, I figured I'd crash at least once. we did qualify to race. But again, thanks for watching.